What's over there? But it should be more B.
And Nicole.
I'm gonna back it with some more reaction videos. World War I, 1918. I think this is the last one.
Yeah, we're gonna finish up the series.
Yeah, gonna finish it up. But we're gonna dive right into it.
Alrighty.
(1918). After 3.5 years of war, the Allies are in crisis. Russia has been rocked by revolution, and its new Bolshevik government has signed an armistice with the Central Powers. Thousands of German troops will be freed up to fight on the Western Front, where the carnage of trench warfare has already claimed more than 1 million lives.
Jeez.
But Germany is also desperate. Britain's long naval blockade has led to shortages and social unrest at home, while America's entry into the war brings fresh manpower and vast resources to the Allied cause. Germany faces inevitable defeat unless it can win a quick victory on the Western Front.
Kaiser Klatsch.
US President Wilson announces his 14 points. They outline his vision for a post-war world, including an end to secret treaties, a reduction in the size of armed forces, self-determination for the people of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, and an international organization to settle future disputes. But most European leaders dismiss his ideas as wishful thinking.
Ha!
At Brest-Litovsk, Bolshevik Russia signs a peace treaty with the Central Powers. Russia gives up vast amounts of territory in exchange for peace. 500,000 German troops can now be redeployed from the east to the Western Front, where German General Erich Ludendorff plans an all-out, last-ditch offensive to win the war. Ludendorff's spring offensive catches the Allies off guard. German stormtroopers, using new infiltration tactics, help to overwhelm the British Fifth Army, which is soon in full retreat. The German advance threatens to split the British and French armies, with disastrous consequences. So French General Ferdinand Foch is appointed Supreme Commander of Allied forces to coordinate strategy. Outside Amiens, British and Australian troops improvise a defence and finally halt the German advance. The German offensive switches to the north, targeting the Channel ports. But the British inflict heavy losses on the Germans and prevent a breakthrough.
Oh, here comes the airplanes.
Yeah. They're dropping.
I thought that was what really ended
Above
World
the
War I.
trenches, the First Air War continues to escalate. Each side now has more than 3,000 aircraft in service on the Western Front.
Prop planes.
But by 1918, the Allies have won air superiority, thanks to greater resources.
Man.
On the 21st of April, Germany's most famous pilot, Manfred von Richthofen, the Red Baron, is shot down and killed near Amiens.
That's the Red Baron.
With 80 victories, he's the war's highest-scoring ace.
Dang.
He's buried by the Allies with full military honours.
That's kind of cool.
So they kill 80 people.
Britain's
they get a plane.
new independent bombing force launches a daylight raid against Cologne. It marks the beginning of Britain's own strategic bombing campaign. On the ground, Ludendorff's offensive switches south, targeting the French. German troops advance 30 miles, but are halted at the River Marne, just as fresh American divisions enter the line. The US 1st Division is the first to see combat at the Battle of Cantigny. 3 days later, the US 2nd Division wins victory at the Battle of Belleau Wood. By now, there are nearly 1 million American soldiers in France, with 10,000 more arriving every day. The fourth phase of the German offensive leads to a 9-mile advance, but is finally halted by a French counterattack. In Italy, Austria-Hungary and the Piave River to support Ludendorff's offensive in France. But it's repulsed with heavy losses, and morale amongst the Austro-Hungarian army collapses. British and French troops land at Murmansk in northern Russia. It's the beginning of Allied intervention in Russia's civil war, on the side of so-called white or anti-Bolshevik forces. On the Western Front, the Germans' final attack is defeated in the Second Battle of the Marne. Ludendorff's offensive has cost the Germans more than 600,000 casualties and has failed to make a decisive breakthrough. Germany's final gamble has failed.
Yeah.
Collapse.
The Allies now go on the attack. At the Battle of Amiens, British, Australian, Canadian and French troops, supported by tanks and aircraft, advanced 7 miles in a single day. General Ludendorff calls the 8th of August the Black Day of the German army.
Yeah. Collapsing.
German troops are exhausted, hungry and demoralized, and begin to surrender in their thousands. The Battle of Amiens begins the Allies' 100 Days offensive. Trench warfare is over. The Germans
pushing them back.
Retreat.
Yep. Keep chasing them and they'll keep running.
In the Balkans, a new Allied offensive at To W0rld breaks through Bulgarian positions. The overstretched Bulgarian army collapses, and 2 weeks later, Bulgaria signs an armistice. In the Middle East, British-led forces defeat the Turks at the Battle of Megiddo, taking 25,000 prisoners. Allied troops soon occupy Damascus and Aleppo. On the Western Front, Marshal Foch orders a general attack. British, French and American armies reach the Hindenburg Line, a line of reinforced German defences, and break through. Ludendorff informs the Kaiser that the military situation is hopeless, and that Germany must seek an armistice. Germany sends a request to US President Woodrow Wilson, who in return demands German withdrawal from all occupied territory and the Kaiser's abdication. On the Italian front, the Allies deliver the final blow to Austria-Hungary at the Battle of Vittorio Veneto. The Austro-Hungarian army disintegrates, and 300,000 prisoners are taken.
Ooh, that's a lot of prisoners.
Yes.
With the Central Powers facing collapse, the Ottoman Empire signs an armistice with the Allies at Mudros. 4 days later, Austria-Hungary signs an armistice with the Allies at Villa Giusti.
Uh-oh, Germany's alone.
At Kiel, the German High Seas Fleet is ordered to make a suicidal attack on the British Navy. But instead, it mutinies. Revolution spreads through Germany. The Kaiser abdicates, and a German Republic is proclaimed. On the 11th of November 1918, a German delegation signs an armistice with the Allies inside Marshal Foch's railway carriage at Compiègne. It comes into force at 11 a.m., but fighting continues until the last moment. American Private Henry Gunter is killed, charging a German machine gun at 10:59.
Dang.
Oh, gosh.
He is thought to be the last soldier killed during World War I.
Whoa,
That's
why you start running
horrible.
towards it?
Huh?
I kind of wonder why you start running
Later,
towards it, though.
In East Africa, German General von Lettow-Vorbeck surrenders his army on the Chambezi River. For 4 years, he has tied down huge numbers of Allied troops, remaining undefeated while cut off from home.
Interesting.
He is still considered one of history's greatest guerrilla leaders.
It says 20 years.
The Paris Peace Conference opens at the Palace of Versailles, just outside the French capital. Delegates accept a proposal to create a League of Nations to settle future international disputes. The Versailles Treaty, signed in June, imposes harsh terms on Germany. Its military is restricted in size. It must pay war reparations to the Allies. It loses territory to its neighbours. And its colonies are seized by the victors.
Yeah. Just took it from.
Germany must also accept responsibility for the war in a war guilt clause, a source of lasting resentment in Germany.
Wow.
The boundaries of Europe are redrawn.
Yep.
Poland re-emerges after 100 years of foreign rule, while Austria, Hungary, Czechoslovakia, Yugoslavia, and an enlarged Romania emerge. The Ottoman Empire is dismantled. New states, most under European
So
control,
there goes, you
are
get Turkey
created in
and
the
Syria
Middle
and
East.
Iraq.
Here, as in Europe, the seeds of future conflict are sown. While in the Far East, former German possessions in China are handed to Japan, to China's outrage.
Yeah, that's kind of
Yeah.
odd.
World War I claimed the lives of 9.5 million soldiers.
It's crazy.
1 in 8 of those who fought. 21 million more were wounded. 7
Jeez.
million civilians also lost their lives. Huge areas of Europe were
Destruction.
left devastated. Old empires vanished. New states were born. Lives across the world were transformed. The world was never the same again.
Yeah.
You know, I think the craziest thing to me is that just 20 years later,
Yeah, Hitler.
there was
yeah.
another one.
Yeah.
You would think from something that staggering and all of the things that came out of it, the good things that came out of it,
Yeah.
that you would have learned and that the World War II
But it
could have
be
been
more like-
prevented. But
Yeah. But it could be more like, Hitler. I mean,
no, I know. Obviously, it was a lot of
Man,
Hitler.
yeah,
It's just amazing to
from
me.
World War II.
Yeah.
yeah, man, so many people died. And, man, I know China was kind of pissed, though. They gave the.
Yeah, I wonder if I'd have to go back and look. I wonder if China didn't have a delegation at those peace treaty
Yeah,
talks.
yeah, I wonder.
And
yeah.
that's why somehow Japan got it instead. But
Yeah.
that's an odd one.
Yeah.
For sure.
Definitely a lot of great information there, man. It's just sad to see so many people died, man. So many people just a world war.
I mean, and Germany they kind of hit Germany hard.
They
They
did, man.
made them
Start
pay
pushing back.
reparations,
Yeah, they
and
made
they
reparations. They lost
took
their
all of their lands.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't say that was a wrong thing, but man, like,
yeah.
I guess it didn't teach them, but like
Yeah.
you said, it probably became a revenge
Yeah,
thing.
a revenge thing.
Like when I think they did say that when we watched the World War II one with Hitler, that
Yeah.
he wanted revenge,
Yeah.
so to speak, for World War One. So.
And I mean, you can kind of say, I guess, they did more damage, Hitler, like in World War II, I'm assuming.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think they got. I don't remember. I think so. I think they got further, sort of, or
Yeah.
closer in World War II, but.
Man.
He definitely did more damage with death toll because
he
he
did.
with eradicating
he
Jews
killed a
and
lot of them, yeah.
other minority groups. So
Yeah. Man, guess we finished it. We definitely enjoyed it. It was full of a lot of information.
it was super interesting for sure.
Yeah, it was. But we're going to go to the end of this video. If you want to support our channel, Check out our descriptions and our pinned comment. Don't forget to subscribe.
And thumbs it up.
Turn on notification. It's your man, Boy B.
And Nicole.
We're going to catch you on the next. Stay awesome. Peace and love, baby.